Hey there, Red Hawk Nation. Today is Monday, April 26th, and I'm Andrew Jauregui with today's daily update brought to you by Wingspan TV. Leading into the fall of the 2021 to 2022 school year, having to wear a mask on campus will likely become optional. With more on the subject, here's WTV's Kate Graham.
This school year didn't start off with the best possible news as far as COVID-19 was concerned, according to data presented at April school board meeting with several spikes in the first semester around events such as Halloween and Thanksgiving. However, by the end of January, the numbers of COVID-19 cases were dropping. Data presented at April school board meeting shows that more than 9,000 students and staff have completed quarantine for close contact on campus, with only 1.71% of those testing positive with no external exposure. The downward trend of COVID number cases led the school district to announce a plan for masks to be optional for those students and staff starting next fall. Early reaction to this news seems to be positive.
I feel like we're on the right track where that's starting to make sense. I think it's going to be, I'd be more comfortable with it if everybody, because Pfizer put in a thing recently for 12 to 15-year-olds to be able to be vaccinated. And if everyone at Liberty has the opportunity to be vaccinated by next August, then yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think they should be required. Like in Texas, it's not required. Like as a state, the governor made that. And you know, if it applies to like the whole state, I think it should apply to like at least the public schools too. And you know, there's vaccines out, and the whole point of a vaccine is to like get people like safe and go back to normal. And a lot of people have already had COVID, so you know they have antibodies. They have the antibodies, which is essentially what a vaccine gives you. And we're building up immunity to the virus. So I think that with those antibodies, I think we're all like a lot safer, and I don't think we'll need a mask.
However, the district will continue to monitor those trends and will adjust the disease mitigation guidelines as needed.
Well, it kind of depends on COVID. Like, I feel like if the rates go down really low, then I feel like it'd be fine to make it optional, but if they don't, then I think they should keep it mandatory to wear masks.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Kate Graham.
While athletics in some organizations are wrapping up their seasons with state competitions, for BPA students, it's time for nationals. WTV's Varun Saravanan explains.
Since BPA's State Leadership Conference from early March, finalists have had over 1 month to prepare before the national competition. Due to the pandemic, there have been multiple changes to the competition this year. Instead of holding it in person at Orlando, Florida as planned, it has been moved to a virtual platform to align with the previous regional and state competitions. Also, the conference has been extended from 5 days to 2 weeks. It begins today and ends May 9th, creating an overlap with the first week of AP testing. These changes, however, have brought some advantages to participants. Competitors typically pay expenses of $1,000 to participate in the Nationals Conference, since it requires costs for flight travel, hotel, food, and event halls. This year, the expense has been cut down to $75 because there's no need for those amenities.
I think that going to these kind of conferences are always super expensive, so I was glad that the NLC conference this year wasn't as expensive, but I think that if the price had still been about $1,000, it would have been a far more difficult decision to decide whether I wanted to go.
More national finalists were selected, as the top 5 became top 10 to advance to the next level. This, along with lowered fees and virtual setting, may have allowed more students to partake in the competition than previous years. Reporting for WTV, I'm Varun Saravanan.
State was on the mind of many Red Hawk athletes this weekend. WTV's TJ Krylowicz explains on today's Sports Minute.
Stephanie Q represented the Red Hawks at state over the weekend. After winning district and regionals, Q reached the semifinals at state before losing a match. Q ended up in 4th place at state to end her senior year and in wrestling for the year. While wrestling had state, track and field had regionals this weekend. Junior Corey Ross was the first Red Hawk to win gold as she beat out the competition to place first in high jump. Junior Evan Stewart kept winning as he dominated once again, placing first in long jump and triple jump. And lastly, the boys 4x200 and 4x400 relay teams bounced back from placing second in area by placing first in both events at regionals, moving them to state as well. State will be played on Friday, May 7th. The Red Hawk athletes participating will travel down to Austin as it will be played at the Mike A. Myers Stadium at the University of Texas. Although both wrestling and track and field had playoffs, baseball had themselves a pretty big weekend as well as the regular season comes to a close. On Thursday, Senior Chandler Benson threw 7 innings, only allowing 2 hits and struck out 14 Reedy batters, while senior Will Glatch hit a 2-run bomb, which produced the only run in the game as the Red Hawks won against Reedy 2-0. The Red Hawks get back in the win column with their record now at 14-3 and are playoff bound for the first time since 2016. The Red Hawks have one more game before playoffs, and it will be this Tuesday against Lone Star. First pitch will be at 7 at the Nest. Reporting for WTV, this is DJ Krylowitz.
If you are looking for more from Wingspan, you can follow us at Liberty Wingspan on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our award-winning website, libertywingspan.com. That's it for today's Daily Update. This is Andrew Jauregui for Wingspan TV.